Testing, testing. Here we are again at Wickerson Studios. I wanted to show the power of working in the Python nodes. This is a very simple script. What happens is you reach these plateaus that you learn more, obviously in Rhino, obviously in Grasshopper, and then in Python, that you can apply some very simple things. I don't even know if I need as much in this script as I actually have, but it's basically add cylinder script that I've played a little bit with the point attributes for the point 3Ds that are created in Rhino geometries as a center and a height point. I have a z-axis that's basically the height point minus the center point. The plane of orientation is the center point at the z-axis. And I have a radius b and a radius c that are changed from sine to cosine, so I can generate things fairly interestingly. And I have a circle that's generated from the radius b and a circle that's created from, actually that should be radius c. So that's interesting that I didn't actually have that set right. So that's going to change our whole script, and hopefully it still runs. Once you get in here and you can mess with these things, it's nothing, it's kind of like the coding train, but on Ghpython node, and I don't have half the knowledge as the fellow that runs that. I'm not even close to that. Cylinder being generated by circle and circle C. I probably should call it circle B just to be consistent and make things look a little better. And then brep, both caps or single as it's generated. There's a little test here before the redraw, and you have to send it to Rhino docs at active doc. Pretty simple script, but applied, it can be pretty fun. So let's just go in here and see if we get lucky. And let's throw it through a little iteration here. There you go. You get a pretty cool, it kind of changes things a little bit that, I'm not getting the variety that I wanted as I generate these geometries, but what power. There we go. We get a little bit of flex size there. So let's throw in a couple small ones. Maybe throw that one out to the 80. End up having these very interesting cylinders. Not something I could create very fast or model, but I certainly could send this watertight print to something. And if you want to think of this as a house to live in, you just start thinking architecturally with it. There we go. Generated it that fast. I will jump in here and I will do a shell and see if that works for. Actually, before I do a shell, I'm going to try and do a Boolean union on this, which I might be successful on or not. Very simple Rhino commands. Keep state of the 101, state of the high school level stuff. It's going to take a little bit of processing. There we go. Beautiful script that I would never want to model, but you can see it being generated in Rhino. Let's throw it in the shell and make it so we could actually turn this into, let's open up this side. Let's open up this side so we can allow the ceramic shell to get into these pieces. For those that cast metal, might be interesting to think about this. Total awesome fabrication techniques. Let's hit that and see if it works and shells all of that to 0.1. I think I had it defaulted to 0.2 inches. And the faces to remove from poly surface. I think we got it. That was it. There you go. You can climb right in there. Go all the way through it. You've got a very interesting shape and just a few solid objects to clean up. This one I'll get rid of. This one, and this floating object here. Very nice. I could have made it a little thicker, but what a geometry. Watertight and finished. Just absolutely loving it. The power of Python is unbelievable. I've tapped into it. There's no going back as a sculptor. I am so excited. Let's just do a little analyze, and I am a sucker for baby blue. We'll throw it in turn to, what is it called? I don't even know. Zebra. Wonderful little project. And there you go. All fabbed and made, infinite in its origins. Python running it through a definition, generating it through its sliders, and really taking the scripts that Steve Bear and others have put on Rhino.com and on namespaces and developer, and you're able to get into this and have a blast. I hope everybody enjoys it. I hope to hit 1,000 subscribers this week because I'm starting to make things more and more complex. Many of these initial Python scripts are coming off of Rhino Common, and the rest of the patterns are coming out of the Ghpython Chinese text that I have. And that was a simple use of, I believe, random, a little bit of random, no, maybe not random. Yeah, I didn't even get into random, but I certainly was getting into conditionals and starting to type those into the scripts. At least I thought I was using a few conditionals. There you go. Yeah, if this is greater, if this is less than. I never ended up using the Boolean. Oh, no, I have my Boolean, yes or no. So things are being decided. Sometimes I'm totally lost in my Python scripts now, whereas I have good control of what I'm doing in Grasshopper. It's such a simple node system. And it generates in many iterations. It becomes more and more complex as we go. If I close this one out and open that one, you can see it was functioning there, and I add to it each and every time. If I go back to the original, see, that's very similar to what I had before. Anyway, the scripts are online. It's what you creatively do with things that matters. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I'm enjoying it. And I will continue onward and upward.